Today I am going to see if I can stretch these wool pants out to be hopefully in their original state, and if not, it looks like our boys have inherited a new pair of pants. But before we get started and before I explain everything that happened, my name is Lynn Fairchild. Welcome to my channel. Please select thumbs up that you like the video. It helps with the algorithm. If you have any questions or comments during the video, please post them below. And please click subscribe and ring that bell to be updated when new videos come out. So some years ago, my husband had purchased a pair of wool Hosen from Historic Enterprises, and he liked them so much, but over the course of probably a decade or so, his body shape has changed a bit, and he wanted a new pair of wool Hosen. And so for his birthday, I purchased a pair of wool Hosen for him from Historic Enterprises. Then the problem he had when he put the pants on, because I sent them all of his measurements, everything fit fine except for around the waist, where before the original pair of pants that he had went up to his waist, the pants still fit. They were just a little snug, and he wanted a little bit bigger, like an inch or two more around the waist. And so when he got the new pair, it was down around his hips. And so then that left where his doublet ended, and then where the Hosen ended on his hips, there was this gap between. It looked very funny. And so I contacted Historic Enterprises and spoke with the customer service, and we were able to return that pair and get a new pair where they had made it up to his waist, like his original pair, what he wanted. And we were so excited. And that was this pair of Hosen. However, the Hosen says it's Black Swan Designs, and I'm really wondering if the person who made this did not pre-wash the fabric beforehand, because it says specifically, it says 100% wool, machine wash cold, gentle, tumble dry, remove low promptly, and made in the USA, and Black Swan Designs. So there is the tag right there. And so after my husband wore these pants for an outdoor event, because when he got it for his birthday, he didn't wear the pants for a while because we had the pandemic, and then we were going to either indoor events or summer events, so he really didn't need to wear wool pants. And then we had an event that was outside, and it was a bit chilly, especially in the morning. I think the temperature was 41 degrees Fahrenheit, so just a little cold. And so he wore his wool pants. I go to follow the machine, or follow the instructions, and it says machine wash gentle, cold, and then tumble dry low. Well, that's exactly what I did. That's how I wash most of my clothes, if not all of our clothes, because especially with children's clothing, you will find most of them say to gentle wash, cold, tumble dry low. Some say lay flat to dry. So I always check the label. And I washed the pants. They came out of the washer, and oh my, did they shrink. The inseam shrunk by over 7 inches. And to give you an idea, I can hold this pair of Hosen up for you to see. And as you can see, a man who is 6 foot, his feet are not going to fit into this foot right here. This, just putting up against me, goes halfway up my thigh. And so there was absolutely no way my 6 foot husband is going to fit into this pair of pants. So that's the whole point of today's project. I have emailed their customer service. I've tried contacting them. And as of the filming of this video, I have not received a response from their customer service to see if there's any way, like if they didn't pre-wash the fabric or what happened, that their washing instructions did not work for this. Had I known that the wool would do this, I would have seen if I could have it dry cleaned or some other fashion. But the damage is done, and I'm not hearing, like I said, as of the recording of this video, I have not heard from their customer service, from a response from them. So I'm going to see if there is a way I can stretch the fabric. So online, I have seen instructions that either recommend soaking the wool in Woolite, or if you do not have Woolite, to use hair conditioner. Well, as it happens, I have a bottle of Woolite, and so I am going to follow these instructions and see if I'm able to help loosen up the wool fibers and help stretch it back out into its original shape. So hopefully I am able to stretch out this fabric so my husband can wear his pants again. Otherwise, we have 3 boys and at least 2 of them will be able to grow into this pair of pants. So there is a silver lining if I never hear back from the customer service, because this pair of pants cost $160. I don't know about you, but to have a $160 pair of pants that has been worn once, and then for someone not to be able to then wear the pants because the washing instructions, well, I really hope I can stretch this fabric. So follow along with me and keep your fingers crossed that I'm able to stretch this wool out. So before I start soaking these pants or Hosen in water to try to help stretch out this wool, because one of the things I can tell you was that this wool originally was quite smooth, and with it having shrunk, it's now kind of almost has a fuzzy texture to it. But originally the inseam was 32 inches, and when I measure it out here, if I measure this, it is 25 inches. So it lost 7 inches right there. When I measure the bottom of my foot, my boot is 10 inches long, but just measuring this is 8 inches long. This is definitely not going to fit my husband's foot, because I don't know that I could even stretch this out to put my foot in it. So wish me luck as I go soak this in water. I was able to stretch out the Hosen to go with an inseam of the original shrunken 25 inches, and I've been able to stretch the inseam to about 29 inches. And then the foot was originally shrunken down to about 8 inches, and it is now over 9 inches. I can almost fit into these pants, but that still does not mean that my 6-foot tall husband will be able to fit into these Hosen. And so thankfully we have 2 younger boys who will be able to grow into these pants, so that way it's not a complete loss of money on pants that my husband wore once. But the only thing I can say is, even though the label may say machine wash, cold, gentle cycle, don't trust the label when it comes to wool. Hand wash, dry clean, do something to do your best to make sure it doesn't shrink, because this was a very expensive, I want to say mistake, but I followed the instructions on the label, and so that's where I'm a little frustrated. But yes, definitely, if you're going to wash anything with wool, either if you are making it yourself, I suggest if it's just fabric, then I always machine wash and tumble dry, and I wash my fabric as I would any other items of clothing. And then that way, the fabric, if it's going to shrink, it's already shrunk before I make my outfit. If you are buying something such as these Hosen, where it was already made and we purchased it, then you're running a gamble if you follow the washing instructions. The goal for today's video was to see if I could stretch my husband's shrunken Hosen, and I can wholeheartedly say that I believe this was a success, because again, the inseam, I was able to stretch it about 4 inches. The foot spot, I was able to stretch about a little over an inch. So overall, this technique works. So if you have any hole that you have accidentally shrunk, try this out. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video and would like to watch more of my videos, please follow the links on the side of the page. Please select thumbs up that you like the video. If you have questions or comments, please post them below. And please click subscribe and ring the bell to be updated when new videos come out.